Despite the fact that connectivity with India remains very limited, Fiji Tourism has seen a sharp recovery in the Indian market, with arrivals from India reaching 70% of pre-pandemic levels in 2022 itself. Koyamaibole, Regional Director Asia and Pacific Fiji Tourism, tells India Outbound that India is a very strategic market. As being a long-haul destination, Indian travelers come for longer stays and they also travel in the slow season. Kethi adds that honeymooners and families are the key target segments for Fiji tourism in India.
In 2019, we had finished off on a high, close to almost 900,000. We had about 860,000 people come to Fiji annually. Yeah? Obviously, during COVID, it then dropped because of the conditions that were against us. But for India specifically, over the years pre-COVID, we were always growing at a steady pace, double-digit growth, always a small base compared to Australia and New Zealand, our closer neighbors, right? Australia, New Zealand and North America always are top three, and then all my markets, the Asia markets, always the emerging one. So it's always been very strategic markets for us, because we all know that people guests from our regions come stay longer in Fiji, they spend more, and they always come, especially during our troughs. So strategically, very, very good markets for us. We opened our borders December 1, 2021. So last year, we actually just got the numbers in a couple of weeks ago, and we came because our target was to reach 2019 levels in 2024 actually. But just last year, we hit about 70% of that. So we were pretty excited about that, because at that stage, we didn't even open up to Asia. Our current access out of Asia is Singapore, but we usually have Hong Kong, Singapore, and Narita. So Hong Kong and Narita coming back in April. So week 1 of April, they're coming back. So we're pretty excited about it. For us, the key thing for us is access out of out of India, Japan, Singapore. It's a direct access or the add-on. But easily for travelers out of India, you can also add on from Australia and New Zealand. Our primary target segments will always be honeymooners, because they're less sensitive to price, because Fiji is a long-haul destination. And secondary to that is always going to be families who just add on from Australia and New Zealand for us. But in the long term, India has always been a strategic market for us. So again, they come, they spend more, they stay longer, and they come during our troughs. So we're trying our best to push via Singapore, but you also have Hong Kong that's coming online, and also Australia and New Zealand. So at least that way, if you're going to go that far anywhere in the world, combine the destinations. You can have more than 2 countries on the list. But I think one of the main points to highlight, because this came after speaking to so many trade partners, was visa. We don't require a visa. You get a stamp on arrival, and that's it. There's no need to apply for anything. The only thing we require currently, because of the conditions, is just your vaccination certificate, and then that's it. A return ticket, and the traditional passport has to be valid 6 months after you stay. But the visa is sorted. You don't have to think about that. So yeah, just combine the destinations, or just come via Singapore. Because you won't come for shopping, right? Fiji is a shopping destination. So at least come via Singapore, Australia, then head back and then shop one night and come. There's a lot of things new. So I guess there's a couple of things. It just depends on your activity level, right? But for one thing, the sentiment that we always got coming out of COVID from a lot of consumers across the world was they want exclusivity, they want more immersive experiences, and they just want a real authentic trip, right? And Fiji fits the profile for that. Because we have that immersive experience where you come, it's not too busy, it's not too crowded. We have 333 islands. We only live in a third of them, so there's plenty of room to move around. It's not those crowded destinations, right? And just a living culture. Just a living culture. People come and they, we greet them, but when they leave as friends. So. Okay, so definitely we're trying to get some trade support back in, because they're always key in selling the destinations. We have a lot more interest in group series, so whether they're traveling as families or FITs, We're trying to push that too, and then just trying to exist in targeted consumers, because obviously we don't have a big span like our cousins from Australia and New Zealand, but we try to be a lot more targeted with our activities.